Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome back with me again. I'm Alief Zaki with serial number 20412.0.0, and I would like to explain about syntax, which previously I've been discussed so many things about morphology. Now, syntax is a science of linguistics that discuss about how sentences are organized. And now there are two subfields of syntax. The first one is theoretical syntax, and the second is the functional syntax. Now, about the theoretical syntax, syntax is a subfield of linguistics that focus on how words are formed for how word formation and how words are organized in order to build a grammatically correct sentences in a particular language. We focus on to imply the underlying meaning of each sentence and the structure. And now there are three key key master of linguistics about theoretical syntax. The first one is generative grammar, which focus about the human image in in formalizing a sentence in our mind and conveying it depend on the language. The second is the X-bar theory, which imply the hierarchical of the sentence structure, and the last one is the government and body part theory, which discuss another type of approach in syntax, in sentence structure. And now the second part is the functional syntax. The functional syntax is a subfield of linguistics that discuss about the sentence structure and how to imply its how to convey the meaning in in order to build effective communication. So the point is functional syntax is discussed about how can we build a grammatically correct grammatically correct sentence and strip essential about the semantics, the pragmatics, etc. And after we discuss the base theory, we then convert into a sentence we use to have daily communication, not only in speaking but also in writing. For some reason, especially for beginner English learners, functional syntax is more convenient because it focuses on how to convey meaning in syntax and how to use this sentence structure in real life conversation. And do you think which one is more better with to understand first the theoretical syntax or the functional syntax? Okay, so theoretical syntax is more essential because for the perspective of a teacher, understanding this theory might help them to structure a intermediate or high level grammar, and they were able to imply the structures or the sentence structure to the learners. And about the functional syntax, it's more better for beginner, especially for those who focus on speaking and the daily usage of language in real life. And but is it okay if we just focus on functional syntax instead and ignore the theoretical syntax? Well, it depends on the student's level. For the intermediate to expert level of language learners, maybe functional syntax more com- is just as a second option. The first option is theoretical syntax because they need to learn more about the advanced structure of grammar in language, which they need to deep deep learning more about the word about the sentence formation and phrases. And what about the functional syntax? Okay, they can just focus on functional syntax first if they are for example a beginner learner of particular language because they can learn how to convey meaning like I previously mentioned that since that functional syntax is focused on how to convey semantical and pragmatical rules into daily communication. So in some for 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 like intermediate or advanced or expert language learners, they can just focus on, this is possible, okay, you can just focus on to both aspect like theoretical syntax and functional syntax. I think that's all what I can explain today. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry if there were any mistakes with the topic. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.